HIVH. I don't know what we're doing. Anyway, what is up, everybody? We're here today to talk SummerSlam, Summer Scam. It is in live in New York, New Jersey. It is the first ever two-night SummerSlam. I did make sure my microphone is on, and it's the right microphone, so hopefully you can hear me clearly, as you see clearly. But we're here to preview all 12 matches that are going to go down this weekend, talk about everything that else has been going on. And if there's anything else that you guys just want to talk about with MLB trade deadline, whatever else, just let me know. We're here to talk about it. But let's go over both nights first, and then we'll preview Saturday and then preview Sunday. So let's talk about Saturday first. So we got a couple tag team matches. And we got Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. We got Gunther, the champion, taking on CM Punk. We got Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. It's RK Roll as they take on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. We got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, Yeet Man Jey Uso and the OTC teaming up once again to take on the Braun brothers. It's Braun Breaker and it's Bronson Reed. Bronson. Anyway, we also have Tiffany Strat taking on Jade Cargill for the Women's World Championship. And then Sami Zayn taking on his nemesis. It's Carrie and Cross, getting himself a little SummerSlam matchup here in New Jersey. And then on Sunday, we got Dominic Mysterio taking on AJ Styles. We got Solo Sikoa taking on Jacob Fatu in a steel cage. We got Becky Lynch taking on Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Naomi, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley going at it for the Women's Championship. And then we also have a 8-team, 6-team TLC match that will be going down for the Smackdown tag team titles. So we're here today to talk about everything, and we're going to start off with Saturday, and we're going to start off with the tag team matches, and all three of the tag team matches that will be going on this Saturday on SummerSlam and in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium. And the first one I want to talk about is this one. Let me know what you guys think, how you guys are feeling about this, and what you guys think about these matches. Are you excited? Are you not? Are you over it? Are you annoyed that Jelly Roll is still competing after the few things that he's done? Because to be honest, I'm not the most excited, obviously, to have Jelly Roll, but what he's been able to do. He's had a few moments with Logan Paul. He's been on Smackdown a bunch. He was on NXT last night. It seems like Jelly Roll is actually putting in the effort, and you guys have heard the reports of Travis Scott being removed from the game, being removed from a tag team match that he was probably supposed to have with John Cena or The Rock to take on who knows, but now we're getting Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. I'm not hating this tag team too much. Obviously, Jelly Roll ain't going to become a full-time wrestler like Logan Paul now, but I think Jelly Roll is going to be able to put up a couple spots, put up a couple moves, do a couple things in there to entertain the fans. And Jelly Roll will have himself a good moment, and it will be a SummerSlam moment that they'll say we need to watch, and that will replay for years to come. Probably not, but should be an entertaining tag team match. I do not think that it's going to start off the show. I'm not really going in any order with this. I'm just more or less doing the tag team matches first, and then we're going to do the singles matches for Saturday. So I doubt this will go first. I think this will be more or less in the middle of the show. But in the end, no matter what, how this goes out and how it plays out, I'm going to say Randy Orton and Jelly Roll, RK Roll, get the win, and they defeat Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. I just don't see it. I just don't see what would be the point to give Logan and Drew the win unless we were going to do something again or Jelly Roll was going to have some type of singles match. And I, just to be honest, don't think that's going to happen. But again, we did see him in NXT, so maybe he does something with Hank and Tank. He seemed like he was a big fan of Hank and Tank last night, but just have to keep an eye out and see what happens. But let me know, who do you guys think is going to win? Are you guys excited about this match? And what do you feel about RK Roll as a tag team taking on the two jabronis, Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul? Now let's switch over to the women's tag team titles. And obviously the match we just talked about wasn't for a title, but this one is, and it is Judgment Day of Roxanne Perez, still getting used to saying that, and Raquel Rodriguez as they take on the team not bestie, we're not friends. It's Alexa Bliss, it's Charlotte Flair. To be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I've really been enjoying this version of Charlotte Flair. You guys know how I feel about Charlotte Flair. We've had a few moments on the channel with a few other people that have had very funny reactions to Charlotte Flair moments. I've had a few funny moments and just outrageous moments. But, for me, this Charlotte Flair has actually been really good. She's obviously, yes, still competing for a title. But She's seeming to get it over with the fans. She's seeming to have herself a little bit of a group. I mean, for God's sake, she came out with pom-poms last week or 2 weeks ago. You tell me Charlotte Flair would have done that like 5 years ago, I would have laughed at you because that just would not have been a thing. So, with this match, I want to say that there's going to be a new champion because I would love to see Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss win the tag titles. But for some reason, they just seem to be wanting to keep those titles all on Judgment Day. And they all just literally gave the titles to Judgment Day. So I truly don't see them just removing them right away. So we'll definitely have to wait and see what happens, where it goes with that. But in the end, I am going to be bold, and I'm going to say we do have new champions, as Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair will walk out of the biggest party of the summer in New Jersey as your new women's tag team champions. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really good. Should be good, at least. I'm sure we'll see Dirty Dom get involved because Dirty Dom is obviously performing on Sunday against AJ Styles. So we'll have to find something to do on Saturday, and that will be interrupted during this match. So let me know who you guys got, though, in the comments for this match, and who do you think is going to win? Remember, guys, we will also be live here tonight at 7:30 to rewatch SummerSlam 2000 as it's time for another retro episode. So come and hang out here. If you're not here, or if you're watching this on delay and you are watching it around that time, come and hang out over there, and then you come back and watch this. But just wanted to let you guys know in case you forgot. But let's get to the first singles match of the night that we're going to talk about, and that is Carrie Cross taking on Sami Zayn. Guys, I've been talking about Carrie Cross for years. I've been talking about Carrie Cross since we started this channel. I think Carrie Cross competed on the first NXT pay-per-view War Games that we did. He very well could have been in the world title match. I don't know who it would have been against. I forgot. But Carrie Cross, guys, I'm so happy that he's finally getting this moment. He deserves it. He deserves to have bigger moments. He deserves a title run. And I'm hoping that this leads to something. And you know, a lot of people could say that they don't want this and they don't like this and, you know, he's whatever. But Carrie Cross is literally getting a singles match at SummerSlam. And yes, it's 2 nights. But hey, we don't make the rules. They just so happen to now be having SummerSlam for 2 nights every year. Oh, and Kyle Teal goes deep. It's 1-0 White Sox. You'll love to see it. Anyway, Sami Zayn, Carrie Cross going to be a really good match. And again, I've enjoyed this feud a lot. I think that it's really helping also Scarlett get over a lot. And, you know, I don't think she'll ever be able to wrestle where people may want her to, or maybe she even wanted to go. But the role that she's in is great. And again, I would not hate to see Scarlett wrestle. I think she'd be very good at it. And I think if she got the right training and continued to do it again, she did wrestle before and she's had a few matches here and there. But, you know, I'm just so happy finally that Carrie Cross is getting this moment to have a match and working his ass off and finally getting over with the fans after for so long and after everything that happened in his Raw debut when he faced Jeff Hardy and all of that. So, Carrie Cross, I'm going to say, wins this match against Sami Zayn. And maybe they have one more match or maybe they move on. But I think it's time for Carrie Cross to get his moment at the biggest party of the summer. Now, let's get to another title match, and it is for the Women's Championship. It is Tiffany Strat, and you guys know, if it ain't Tino's time, it's Tiffy time, as she's taking on the Storm, the one and only. She's getting that moment after winning Queen of the Ring. She is going to be taking on Mrs. Tiffany Stratton, and she's going to go and do her thing. And, you know, to me, if there's a moment and there's a time for Tiffany to lose the title, this would be it. This would be the time. This would be the time on a big stage like this to have Tiffany win the title, have Tiffany lose the title against Jade Cargill and give Jade Cargill the moment and, you know, finally give her everything that I think everybody wanted her to do right away, because you guys remember when she first came here, everybody thought this and that. And then obviously she was out for a little bit, and then they started the storyline with Naomi. And then she got taken out in the car, and she's coming here and there. She had the match at WrestleMania a couple years ago, and then the match with Naomi. So I think we're now finally getting to the point where Jade Cargill does definitely, I think, can hold the title, and I think she can hold it very well. So if there's going to be a time for Jade Cargill to win, it's going to be now. But after all saying all this, do you guys really think I'm going to go against Tiffy time? No way. So we're going to say Tiffany Stratton wins the match, and she still is your NXT. I'm sorry. She is still your Women's Champion after Saturday at SummerSlam. And now, after we watch those 5 matches, let me make sure, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I want to make sure. We have ourselves the main event, and I'm assuming this is the main event. It very well could not be the main event, and we'll have to wait and see, because we do have 2 possible main events here. It could be Gunther and CM Punk, or it could be this other tag team match that we have not spoken about yet. And let's talk about this one right now. It is Yeet Man Jey Uso, 4 letters, 1 word, Yeet, as he teams up with the OTC Roman Reigns as they take on the Bronson Reed and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, the Braun brothers. Poor Seth Rollins is getting rest, and who knows? We could see Seth show up on Sunday or Saturday. Again, we don't know. He still can cash in Money in the Bank. He has it for a full year, guys. Don't forget that. Just because he's injured doesn't mean he loses it. So, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes and how this plays out. And again, this could very well be the main event, and this could be something, for me, I don't want it to be, because having tag team matches as the main event just seems silly to me, unless obviously it was the one with Rock and Roman against Cody and Seth. I don't know. I just feel like we've been having a lot of main events as tag team matches. I don't think that this match is going to be bad. I think it's going to be very good. I think we could see a bunch of shenanigans. Maybe we see Jimmy come out. Maybe Seth somehow just pops out. Maybe comes out with a crutch and fakes it. Or, who knows? Paul Heyman will be at ringside. We'll have to see what goes on with all of the chaos. But in the end, I just don't see Jey Uso and Roman Reigns losing their first tag team match being back together. So I'm going to say the OTC and Yeet Man Jey Uso walk out your winners of Saturday, SummerSlam. And yes, it's so weird that we're saying that, but here we are. Speaking of that, let's talk about the main event of Saturday, SummerSlam Saturday. It should be this: Gunther against CM Punk for the world title. I think that we should have, and I think, again, if there's going to be something crazy happening where Seth's not hurt, and if Seth is this and that, and so, sorry, I had to take a quick turn. So, Gunther and Punk, main event. And yes, this match hasn't had too much time to build. It has not had too much time to be able to, go out there and have an actual, really, really good feud. But they've had a few interactions. I definitely would have liked to see them get a little physical and stuff this past week. But again, it is what it is. And, we've said it a lot on these shows and a lot of other shows that I've been on. And I'm going to say it on Saturday at the main event mixer. For some reason, they just don't know how to build the pay-per-views anymore, or even just some matches. They know how to build some matchups, but other storylines, they just don't know how to build up. But when the time comes to the PLE, the pay-per-view, they end up putting on a really good match. They ended up putting on a good performance. They put on a good show. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen with this match. And you guys know I'm not going to go against my second city saint, the Chicago-born own Chicago kid, CM Punk. I'm going to say this is his moment. It's his time. Gunther only loses the titles on big shows. He lost the world title and the IC title to Sami, Zayn, and Jey Uso at WrestleMania representatively. And I think he's going to lose this title at the biggest party of the summer against CM Punk. And for a bold prediction, let's just throw it out there. Let's say Seth Rollins tries to cash in and reveals that his injury isn't as serious as we all thought it was going to be, and as we all thought it was. So, CM Punk walking out your world champion this Saturday. Again, I keep forgetting we have 2 nights of SummerSlam. I was making my thumbnails, and I made the thumbnail, and I was like, wait a second. I'm like, wait. On the top of the picture, it says first 2 nights SummerSlam. And I was like, oh yeah, I have to make 2 of these now. So, we made 1, and then I said, duplicate and change a few things on it. But yeah, fun, entertaining backstory of how I just cannot seem to do anything right here. But we get through, we get by, and we do it. We do our damn thing. So I know I say so a lot. We should have a counter for so. But next, after we go to bed, and after we have ourselves hopefully a good night's sleep, we wake up and we do it all over again, just like we did with SummerSlam. And we have ourselves SummerSlam Sunday. And we have 6 more matches to get to. So let's go through them and let's talk about them. And let's start off with the TLC match, as it is 6 tag teams. We got Andrade and Ray Phoenix. Sorry, Ray, my logo is blocking your face. Let me remove that for you so we can see your face. We got Ray Phoenix and Andrade. We got Fraxium, Axiom, and Nathan Frazier. We got the Street Profits in Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. We got the Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and the Wyatt Six. It's a 6-man TLC match. We're putting those tag titles above the ring. And we're going to see who can walk out, who climbs the ladder of success and wins those tag titles. We obviously saw that this match should have been on WrestleMania. Instead, we got it on the Smackdown after WrestleMania, and it ended up being a really good match and an amazing match that should have probably deserved to be on WrestleMania. What's up, Tyler? How you doing? We will get to your guys' comments in your chats after we go through all the matches. We are now previewing SummerSlam Sunday. So if you have not yet, and if you are just joining us and you want to watch the beginning of the show, and you want to leave some questions for me about my predictions for us, sure. I keep trying to not say WrestleMania. SummerSlam Saturday, let me know. But this is the first match for SummerSlam Sunday if you are just joining us. So what's up, guys? Appreciate y'all stopping by and saying hey. But yes, this tag team match, as Tyler says, it is going to be lit. I'm so excited. I love myself some TLC matches. And we're even going to watch a TLC match tonight, if I'm not mistaken, with the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys on our retro as we watch SummerSlam 2000. So I love it. I can't wait for it. And, I want to see Judgment, or I said Judgment Day. I'm sorry. I want to see the Wyatt Six win. And I think that they should continue to keep the tag titles. But as I said, with the Tiffany Stratton and the Jade Cargill match and everything, if this is the time for the Wyatt Six to lose the titles, it would be in some shape or form of this fashion where they don't have to be pinned. They pretty much just lose the titles by being just being ripped out of their hands by another tag team that climbed the ladder before them. But for me, I don't think the Wyatt Six should lose the titles. I think they need to keep the titles for a long time. Let's have them have a little bit longer of a title reign. I think they should establish the titles. And I hate that how much we play hot potato. And I know there's a lot of great tag teams. I know there's a lot of great people. And, I'd love to see Fraxium hold the main tag titles. And I think they will one day. But for me, I just think that, it's going to be one of those that, for me, I'm sticking with the Wyatt Six to win. Great match. Hope they get like 20, 25 minutes. And I really hope that we have ourselves a good performance here. And everybody stays healthy because we don't want anybody to get hurt now. So Wyatt Six walking out of the TLC as your tag team champions. Surviving all other of those 5 tag teams. All those other 5 competitors. But if there is 5 tag teams, I should say. If there is a tag team to win, I want it to be Fraxium. I really do. But let's talk about another title match. And that is for the Intercontinental Championship, as I said earlier, with Dominic Mysterio probably getting involved in the women's tag team title match on Saturday. He's got his own match on Sunday, and he'll be taking on the Phenomenal One for the Intercontinental Championship after AJ Styles pleaded and begged him, and then he had to turn into 3 different people in one night to get Dominic to clear himself, to get Dominic to accept this match. Here we are, and it's set, and I think we're going to be seeing ourselves, possibly, maybe, ourselves a new Intercontinental Champion. Now, as I said with the Judgment Day, with the tag team titles, the Judgment Day did all just get the titles, and Finn and JD did defend the titles successfully against the LWO this past Monday on Raw. But, if there's one person to lose a title, I think it'd be great to see Dominic lose the title, because then it's like, well, you don't have Liv. What are you doing? Roxanne ain't helping. Roxanne is in it for herself. Roxanne is in for her and Finn. She's not in it for you, Dominic. So if there is a reason for Dominic to lose, I think that would be the perfect reason. And that is why I'm going to say that AJ Styles walks out of SummerSlam. For one of my bold predictions of the show, I'm going to say AJ walks out your new Intercontinental Champion. Listen, sometimes my predictions are way off. Sometimes my predictions are on. And that is why you just got to say it, because you never know. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then we just continue with Dominic and Judgment Day running the show. And if not, then we see ourselves a new Intercontinental Champion. A 2-time, 3-time, is it 2 or 3-time? Somebody in the chat let me know, I forget. AJ Styles Intercontinental Championship. But before we get to the Women's Intercontinental Championship, let's talk about the Men's U.S. Championship. And this time, it's going inside of a steel cage. It's Jacob Fatu. It is Solo Sikoa. They going one-on-one. There is no DQ. There is no running. You are just surrounded by 4 walls. You got to climb the cage, and you got to, I mean, you could pin them, but you could escape the cage either way you want to do it. But they can't get away. They can't go nowhere. And they're here, and it's going to be good. I'm sure we're going to see Tama Tonga. We're going to see all the MFT. Maybe we'll see somebody come out and help Jacob. Maybe we see a little bloodline reunion with maybe Zilla. Maybe Jimmy comes out during this match, because seems like Jacob and Jimmy are kind of having themselves a little agreement that if I need help, you'll come and help me. If you need help, I'll come and help you. He says I vote for Jacob Fatu. So I'm excited to see. And for me, as I talked about Karrion Kross in NXT earlier, I am so happy that Solo Sikoa finally became a mid-card at least champion. Because as you guys know, and if you don't know, Solo Sikoa was a North American champion. And he actually never lost the title. He had to relinquish the title after he debuted on the main roster and helped Roman Reigns at Clash in Scotland, or the one that Roman faced Drew McIntyre, and we saw Solo make his debut. So for that is why, I'm excited that, they finally given Solo a little bit of a singles opportunity. But after I just said that, I think that we need our guy, all gas, no break, Jacob Fatu, to go out and win his title. And as they would like to say, as Tommaso Ciampa would like to say, he wants his baby back. So Jacob Fatu going to get his U.S. championship back, and we're going to see him walk out and finally defeat the MFT guys. And, I won't hate if Solo keeps the title, but for me, give it back to Jacob. Jacob needs it. 2-time champ, Jacob, U.S. champion, walking out SummerSlam Sunday. Now let's get to the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and I feel like we need Bayley somehow, and again, Bayley could be taking on Julia for the U.S. title. Why is Julia not on this card? There is 2 nights. We have 12 matches to be exact, and you're telling me there is not a spot for our girl Julia? Come on now, guys. Where is Julia? Where is that U.S. title? It is disrespected. But the Intercontinental Champion, I'm Becky, and I said this when Becky won the title. And when we were talking about Becky defeating Lyra for the title, Becky was going to win the title because it gives the Intercontinental Champion a little bit more of star power. Sadly, as much as I hate it, people don't know who Julia is. People don't really watch NXT. So the fact they gave her the title, as much as I love it, they probably should have given it to somebody like a Bayley or somebody else, or maybe just kept it on Chelsea Green. So, it is what it is. But for me, it's not even that I'm not excited for this match. I am just you remember when we used to go on I forgot. I feel like a bad friend because I should know the podcast. But we'd be like hot, cold, lukewarm, the hot, cold game, and how you were feeling. I don't feel too excited about this match, and I'm just So Becky Lynch probably gonna win, defeat Lyra. Lyra won't be able to ever and compete for the Intercontinental Championship match or compete for the title until Becky loses it. It is also a no disqualification match, so anything can go. We could see Bayley get involved. Maybe Becky has some alliance. I don't know. We'll have to see where it goes and what happens with it. But that is the one thing about this match that is kind of keeping me into it with the stipulation, because love me self some stipulation matches. And I'm just, I'm not too excited to watch it. So hopefully they use some weapons, they do some good things, and we don't see that chair spot that we see at every single pay-per-view that they decide to do a hardcore or no DQ match. We don't need to see somebody go through a pile of chairs. I want to see somebody get hit with a kendo stick. I want to see somebody get hit with a baseball bat, a barbed wire bat, a freaking, the table. Give me the Slim Jim table bag. I don't know, but I'm going to say Becky Lynch still is your champion, and Lyra will not be able to compete for the Intercontinental Championship until Becky Lynch loses it. Now, we got a triple threat match, and it is for the Women's Championship. It is Naomi, the champion. You got to proceed with caution as she takes on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for that championship. And, somebody made a comment, and I think it was Assemble. Could have been the Vibe guys. Very well could have been somebody else. But Rhea Ripley has performed in every single women's championship match since WrestleMania. And listen, I'm not hating on Rhea. I love myself, Rhea Ripley. But, I just feel like and hopefully after this triple threat, we can go and see Rhea and Io go and do something else. Because I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see them be in a match, a triple threat, a singles match. I don't want to see it on a pay-per-view. I don't want to see it anymore. But either way, as I said earlier, building the match, obviously they kind of already have in ways, but I feel like this match will be really good. It's a triple threat. There always seems to be, they put on really good matches all the time, and I don't think this will be any different. But Naomi did just cash in. I don't think that we're going to have her only be champion for this long period of time. I think she needs to be champion for a longer period. And I think we need to see her go out there and do her thing and just put on an absolute show and continue with this because this is the Naomi we've been asking for so many years. So that's why this match will be good. Probably 20, 25 minutes. But in the end, Naomi's walking out still your champion. And we're going to continue to proceed with caution. And after we watch 11 matches, we're tired. I'm tired. Shoot, I'm already tired just talking about it. And we haven't even watched any of them. But after it's all said and done, it's time for the main event. And it's time to end the biggest party of the summer with a street fight between Mr. 17, never seen again, John Cena, as he takes on QB1, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes wants that championship back. Cody Rhodes is done with John Cena's bullcrap. He wants to take Mr. 17 down. He doesn't want to ever deal with him again, and we saw that what happened with the contract signing with John Cena. And Cody Rhodes used John Cena's blood to sign the contract. And they showed the contract on X on a picture that somebody took of the contract. And that don't look like John Cena's autograph. I don't even have John Cena's autograph, and I know what John Cena's autograph looks like. So I don't know how accurate it actually was, or if John I'm sure he ended up signing it, obviously. But Cody, John, street fight. What was it? Well, what did Sean say with The Rock and Cena at WrestleMania 29 or 28, I should say? Once in a lifetime. Epic. Hopefully it's epic. The street fight should be really good. Stipulation match. Again, as I said, you guys know how much I love myself some stipulation matches. And we saw some blood with John. Maybe we see some blood in this match. And you guys all know the rumors. You guys all know the speculations that we've been hearing about possibly having a double turn and possibly having The Rock show up. Do I think The Rock's going to show up? What do I like to say every time we do a preview show? Or what do I like to say every time we talk about things?
Suck it.
Never get your hopes up too high, because if you don't get your hopes up too high, then you won't get let down if The Rock doesn't show up, or if whatever happens, the double turn does not happen. Again, it very well could, and that's why I like to talk about it, because if it does, talked about it on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time here on the channel, and we'll go back and we'll talk about it. But for me, I think that it's just going to be a good match. I think these two are going to destroy each other, and hopefully it very well could be the last one, at least until maybe his last match in December. We don't know who he's facing yet. He still has other opponents that we could see him face, such as AJ Styles. And oh my God, what if AJ Styles wins the Intercontinental Championship and we see John Cena against AJ Styles and John Cena becomes a Grand Slam champion? And ta-da, there we go. I just booked John Cena win the Intercontinental Champion, and we get John Cena against AJ Styles one last time. So there we go. Cody Rhodes going to win now. No, I think that, if The Rock does show up, it will obviously be at the end of the show and final boss. Everybody will go crazy. We'll have a bunch of reactions and all of that. But don't get your hopes up too high. The Rock obviously has, and if you guys have watched a little bit of The Unreal, I've seen a little bit. I've only watched an episode and a half of it, so I don't think I've gotten to that part. But apparently, The Rock has said some things that has made it seem like he's not going to, or he is, and I don't know. So like I said, we'll see what happens and where it goes with this. But in the end, I can't go against Mr. John Cena, the GOAT, Mr. 17. I just don't think that if Cody Rhodes wins, it really does anything unless he turns heel. Now, if he turns heel and wins, that would be interesting. That would be really cool. Let's see him bring back his dark hair. Let's see him get rid of the blonde. Maybe he covers up his tattoo with something, a little makeup or something. I'm sure Brandy's got some makeup that she could put on his neck. So, figure it out. We'll see what happens with this. But I think it would be so cool to see Cody Rhodes turn heel. We haven't seen Cody Rhodes heel yet in WWE since he's returned. And, it's been nice to see John Cena as a heel, and it's been something different. But for me, and I think for a lot of people, it has not been exactly what everybody wanted it to be. So that is why, after me saying all that, like I said, John Cena's going to walk out your winner. Maybe a bloody mess. Maybe we get an action figure out of it next year. I'm sure we will. And John Cena will look like he did it back at Royal Rumble 2007 after he defeated Umaga in an I Quit match. So let me know, guys. What do we think? How do we feel about these 2 nights of SummerSlam? Are you excited? Do you have that feeling like you do for SummerSlam? I used to have SummerSlam parties at my house because it was always the Sunday before you went back to school. So it was like our last hoorah. We would have everybody show up, come over. At one point when it was starting to cost a little bit more money, everybody would put in a couple dollars, we'll order a pizza, and all that fun stuff. But what do you guys got? Do you guys do anything like that for SummerSlam, or do you just sit at home and watch it? And will you be joining me for the show on Saturday or Sunday? Let me know. But let's get to the chat now. After me talking for 32 minutes, let's see what the people have to say. Do you see the writing on the wall suggested? Did you see one of the writers suggested Chelsea? Yeah, so did you guys, and I have seen a lot of things of the WWE Unreal, and I've been trying to watch it little by little. Like I said, I got through episode 1, started episode 2 before we started this. Might watch the end of episode 2 before we start the SummerSlam. I don't know yet. See how that goes. But yes, I did see that there was a pitch for Chelsea Green to win the Royal Rumble after the 30th entered, and then she was apparently maybe a 31st entrant. Maybe she was already, I don't know. It would have been interesting, though, to see her winning the Royal Rumble. Oh, that's what it was. So she entered the Royal Rumble 30 as everybody else was eliminated. So that would obviously already make her the winner. Okay, I see. Yeah, you're right. Ooh, the Philadelphia Phillies are acquiring Johan Duran from the Minnesota Twins. We got MLB trade deadline approaching tomorrow, guys. So quick shout out to the Southside boys. Come and hang out with Tino and Deech. As we talk the trade deadline, the White Sox have made 1 trade as of this moment. So we'll talk about that and anything else that goes down. What's up, Tyler? Tyler's got that KC logo. Tyler, you ready for football season? This match is going to be lit. Hey, we got Hassan in the house. What's up, Hassan? I think WWE needs to start. Yeah, man. See, I still say PPV because if I say like PLE to somebody, they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like I told Mom, I was like, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to watch a PLE." She goes, "What's that?" I'm like, "A wrestling show." She goes, "Like Raw?" I'm like, "No, it's like pay-per-view." She goes, "Oh, okay." So it is how, and that is just what we're used to. Just like people still call Twitter or X Twitter. I mean, it's Twitter. Who cares? X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. You be the choice of whatever decision you want to make. I think Liv Morgan is maybe going to turn on them. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Liv Morgan is going to come back all angry. Roxanne Perez has taken over her spot. She's taken over Dirty Dom. I mean, she was making out with Dirty Dom with a freaking Penta mask on. That is like the most savage stuff that I think I've seen. And then she posted it, and I think she tagged Liv in it. And listen, obviously it's storyline and it's to go with the story and do all of that. And, but I just think it's hysterical, the stuff that they go to now, especially them, because, man, Dom just living the high life. Hassan's taking Jacob to win that title. So is Tyler. Zilla Fatu has a match August 1st against Bully Ray for Hog Wrestling in New York. Maybe Zilla shows up at SummerSlam. I mean, that is very true because the first is on Friday. So he very well could show up on Saturday or Sunday, depending on what match they want him to show up in. If they wanted to show up in the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso tag match, or the Solo and Jacob steel cage match. That's a very good call. And that's a very good thing to think about as we're watching the show this weekend. SummerSlam in New Jersey and Hot Dog Wrestling in New York. I think he very well could. I think he could. Hassan votes for Io Sky. Hassan also votes for Cody Rhodes. But guys, that is our SummerSlam card. So I'm not going to go through all the one match card. We'll go through these. We'll go through it like this one more time if you are just joining us here. And if you want to hear my full thoughts about all these matches, go back and start in the beginning of the show. But as I said, if you're just joining us, getting off of work or whatever you're doing here today, you're eating dinner, I'll give you my quick predictions for the show. On Saturday, I'm going to take the bold prediction and say Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss walk out as your tag team champions. I'm going to say CM Punk walks out as your new World Heavyweight Champion. Jelly Roll and RKO, Randy Orton. It's RK Roll going to walk out as winners to defeat Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso going to defeat Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. We're going to have Jay Cargill walk out possibly as champion, but you guys know I can't go against my girl Tiffany. So we're going to say Tiffany Stratton wins and stays your champion because it's always Tiffy time. And then Carrie and Cross going to get the win on the biggest stage of his career so far. Now on Sunday, we got AJ Styles walking out. Bold prediction. Dominic Mysterio losing that Intercontinental Championship. AJ Styles going to win and become your new champion. John Cena keeping his championship. Jacob Fatu going to defeat the MFT guy, Solo Sikoa, in a steel cage. We got Becky Lynch keeping her title against Lyra, and Lyra will not be able to compete for the title ever again as long as Becky Lynch is the champion. And then in the last match on the bottom, we're going to say Naomi keeps her championship, and she goes out and she has herself one good day, and she continues to be champion. And we all, as I said earlier, got to continue to proceed with caution. So that's what we got for Saturday and Sunday of SummerSlam. Remember, we will be back here tonight at 7:30 in a little bit, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, less than 2 hours, to rewatch SummerSlam 2000. We got our own TLC match, the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian. We got The Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker and Kane. So it will be a good one, and it will be one that you won't want to miss. And then tomorrow, we will be here for the Southside Boys over on the Southside Boys channel to talk about the White Sox and everything that's been going on the South Side. And then over here tomorrow night, all the matches that we just talked about, we're going to come here and we're going to simulate them all in 2K25. So 12 matches. It's the virtual world. We're going to see who wins. We're going to see who walks out. And see if any of what happens tomorrow on 2K becomes a reality on Saturday and Sunday. Thank you guys for coming here and joining me for another preview show on the channel. We got AEW in the house. What's up, AEW? How you doing, bro? So, I need to stop saying. I realized I think I've said so like 60 times in this episode. But before we go.
So what?
So what? You got anything you want to say to the people for the preview show?
Has anybody ever seen a freaking hamster from Europe?
Oh,
not that one.
Oh, you're getting copyrighted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
she's going to get me copyrighted now.
Oh, no. See?
Let's hope not.
Literally, these hamsters are just like they're about to just go kung fu on people.
Gotta go kung fu.
I want a kung fu hamster. We're going to Europe.
Let's go.
And then we're going.
I need the music. I get copyrighted.
What?
I get copyrighted the music. So that's okay.
Anybody but me.
I'll just cut it out. That if
well,
if
no,
it
I
happens.
mean like it was just me singing.
No, that's true.
Anybody but me.
Anybody but you. Well,
Anybody but me.
guys, go follow all the social medias. Go and check out the OTM guys, the Main Event Network crew. Your boy Tino on the South Side Boys, all that good stuff. No, don't go check out your boy Tino.
No, go check out all that and just don't check out me.
Oh yeah, no, they're not. No.
Good. Okay.
But guys, go do all that good stuff. Make sure you hit that like button. You subscribe on the road to 4K. Turn that notification button on and do all that good stuff. And I will see you all back here at 7:30 as we rewatch SummerSlam 2000.